今日もね、FF16 やっていきたいと思います。英語版です。はい。で、今日はもう最終局面になってきているので、まだ出てないかな。オットーに話せば、多分ここにいっぱいラストクエストが発生すると思うんだよね。ここに行くまで、ここに行けばもう最後なんで、これずっと残ってるな。ラストまで残ってるのか。もう絶対減らないから、これ。それをやっていくような形になると思いますね。だからみんなの、思い出作りをね、やっていきたい。そしてこれも取っていきたい。と思っています。はい。で、だから今日は、まったりサブクエ会、すいません。まったりサブクエ会をしていきたいなというふうに思います。はい。で、あとはなんかやることあったかな。で、リスキーモブも、ついでにできればいいなと思ってはいるので、思い出したところでね、ちょいちょい寄ってやっていけたらなとは思ってます。かな。はい、じゃあ、やっていきましょう。ちょっとこれだけつぶやかせてください。よいしょ。はい。OK。さて、じゃあ、よいしょ。はい。どうしようかな。アビリティが結構溜まってるんだよね。まあ、これ、だんだん強くなってきたから、やっぱり必殺技とかも、ちょっとね、欲しいところではあるよね。これとか。個人的にね、このフーゴのちゃぶ台返し大好きなんだよね。やっぱり、すごく使い勝手がいいです。180度しかできないから、フェニックスみたいにね、後ろの敵とか、見えない敵までをアプローチするのはちょっと難しいんだけど、まあでも前面のね、敵ならこんな感じでかなり広範囲にやれるし、何より、イフリートより攻撃力が高いんだよね。ピオリはしないんだけど、イフリートじゃないよ、フェニックスだ、フェニックス。フェニックスね。フェニックスは360度まんべんなく雑魚をやっつけるにはすごくいい。相当広範囲のちっちゃい敵も、ちっちゃくなってる敵もアプローチできるのは素晴らしいと思う。これはなかなかね、一気にちょろちょろしたやつらを殲滅するには本当に素晴らしいね。あとこのジルのやつね。これもなかなかいい。2段階でね、やれるから、1段階で殺せなかったやつも殺せるっていうね。無理かなと思いきや、いけるとかね。で、ピオルからさ、死ななくてもね、ピオルから、なかなか、これもいい。フェニックスとね、効果的には似てるんだけど、まあ、これに関しては飛んでる敵にはちょっと届きにくい部分はある。届く時もあるんだけどね。だから、まあでも360度できるしね。これは、攻撃力が一番高くて、ピンポイントの敵に、ボスとかね、になかなかいい。とても。これはなかなか、ちょっとね、外れたりするとね、狙いを定めるのが難しいんだけど、これとこれが一番、強いからね。これかこっちか強いから、これじゃないな。どれだこれか。これね。これが一番攻撃力は強いんだよね。ただこれは、ここになるまでがなかなか長いから必殺技としてはとても見た目がかっこいいというね、ところはあるけど。長いからね。で、ラムね。これも広範囲だね。敵にピンポイントで当たる。とりあえず投げておけばみんなに当たるっていうね。そして強い。360度カバーして、360度そうからカバーしてるよね。で、強い。これもいいね。飛んでる敵でもおそらくアプローチできてるはず。 で、これもね、地味に好きなのね。うるさいっていうのはあるんだけど、これに吸い込まれたら、もうずーっと攻撃が当たり続ける。この竜巻が消えるまで。ずーっと当たり続けるから、雑魚とかをね、とりあえず邪魔だなって思った時に、こいつをね、放っておくと、ここにみんな吸い込まれていってここに触れた奴らは、みんなずっと永遠にね、ダメージを食らい続けるというね、恐ろしい技ですね。抜け出せないっていう。いや、素晴らしいです。本当にこれを投げておけば、雑魚は安心して、この中に入ってねっていう、そういう感じでね、使えるからね。さて、どれもいいね。はあ。でもとりあえず、装備ね。どうしようかな。この相棒、どうしようかな。相棒を話して。ただね、このインパルスはね、何がいいって、敵に、なんだ、パリじゃないな。なんかこう、なんていうんだ。隙をついてね、ピオらせることができるっていうね。で、こっちが何も攻撃しなくてもいつの間にかピオってるっていうパキーンとか言ってねやってくれるっていうのがすごく楽ですね。とてもチートな感じがする。これは正直ボス戦にはあまり、でもボスでもね、たまに効くんだよね。これに、ボスがさ、すっごい必殺技をさ、自分で仕掛けてさ、そして死ぬっていうね。なかなか、お得感があるね。自分で攻撃してなくても、いつの間にか食らって、そして、気絶するっていう感じでね、やってくれるから。これ、いいね。これも、入れたらすごく楽になりました。貯めなくていいからね。さて、これは効果的には使えているかと言われると、ちょっとね、微妙な部分ある。これ本来はさ、私、もう飛び道具として使ってるんだけど、魔法とかね、そういうのを、遮断して、で、さらに飛び道具で仕返しするっていう技なんだけどさ、とりあえず、飛び道具として魔法を小入れで、遮断したことはほぼないですね。狙ってやってた時だけ。難しいな。どれもいい技だから。やっぱね、3つぐらい使いたいよね。これとここのね。ボタンが足りないっていう。ボタン5個ぐらいあってもいいよね。このさ、4つじゃなくてさ、周りの1個、周りに真ん中にもう1個必要じゃないボタン。このさ、三角、四角、×、丸、そして真ん中にもう1個なんかさ、ボタンがあってもいいと思う。5個ぐらい使えるでしょ。はい。そんなね、本体の文句言ってもしょうがないからね。じゃあ、みんなにみんな、なんて言ってくれるんだろう。言葉、
Did you know that it was I who convinced His Imperial Highness to join you in stone here? All right, it may be that he was of a mind to do so already, but it was I who told him where you'd be.
いや、おじさん、ディオンが自分から名乗り出てくれたんだよ。でも、おじさん、ありがとう。本当に助かったわ。はい。
It's not often our entire merry flock returns home to roost at once. I expect I should be wishing you good luck.
そうだね。みんな帰ってきた。
There's something about it. I feel like it's
あれね。
calling to me.
怖いね。ジョシュアに話してないじゃん。ジョシュア話したっけ？ジョシュア
Origin, he called it. The origin of what?
不気味だよね。もうトルガル、ジョシュアと一緒にいるのか。かわいい。さて、みんなに話しかけたいところなんだけど、多分ね、セリフ変わらないから別にオットーに話しかけても。まずはオットーに話しかけて、サブクエをいっぱい開放しちゃいましょう。みんな見てるね。怖いね。そうなんだよね。いや、そう思うよ。おっと、ただいま。大変でした。
Still alive, I see. Something tells me that eyesore on the horizon is your doing. How'd you manage that?
It's a long story. One that I'd rather only tell once.
Right. All hands on deck then.
そうそう、話せばね、長くなるんですよ。なぜクライブたち、リスキーモブに当たって死んじゃったからね、一回ね。大変でした、本当。
Is this everyone?
そうそうたるメンバーが集まったね。
As I'm sure you've all guessed, the crystal which now commands the eastern skies was summoned by Ultima. He called it Origin. Though the significance of that name is as yet unclear.
What does it matter what it's called? Its emergence tore Twinside asunder and wiped my homeland from the map.
Mention of the Dominion spires can be found in the oldest of Valisthian records. But to the best of my knowledge, none provide any hint as to their true nature. That they would prove the horns of some slumbering demon. Well,
the Dominion's demise was at least quick. Elsewhere, the Republican army cannot hope to contain the chaos engulfing Randalar. Canberra is in flames, and the Empire.
Our allies are crying out for answers. I've sent the Cursebreakers to give them what assurances we can, but right now that amounts to fuck all.
They wouldn't be able to stop what the skies have started in any case. People here and across the realm grow sicker with every passing day.
Could it be that this new Mother Crystal is like the others? That it draws upon the land's ether? It certain way from Stonehill?
And as the land's ether slowly rises to the surface, it pools, corrupting all who cannot channel its energies. Archae above, ether floods below, and in the middle, here we languish, hopelessly entrapped. It's all right. When we faced him at Stone here, Ultima told us his true power quickens in the halls of Origin. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to continue. If we are to stop him, we will have to find a way into the crystal.
How are we going to manage that then? It's up in the sky. And fast as she is, the Enterprise can't fly.
It's a lot to take in, and I reckon we'd all benefit from some time to clear our heads. The answer will come to us. Don't you worry. Ain't that right, Clive?
Right. That's right.
Well, go on then. Bugger off. Same goes for you, Clive. You won't solve anything like this. Trust me. Go and get some fresh air, eh?
Thank you.
ありがとう、おっと。いいところで解散させてくれて。さすがだね。
Joshua seemed upset.
ジョシュア。ディオンもさ、オリジンのことを聞いて結構ショックを受けてたっぽいよね。きっと、なんとかね、あそこを立て直そうと考えてくれてたんだと思うんだけど。ガブー。
Unless you've taught our chocobos how to fly, I won't be scouting this one for you, Clive. You're on your own, but not alone.
ありがとう。よろしく。
Always one more job to do, isn't there, Clive?
ディオン
There is much to consider.
そうだよね。ディオンは第二の故郷のね、あそこ自由都市のこともねずっと考えてくれてたんだろうから。こんばんは、こんばんは。 今みんなで重大会議をして、会議が終わったところですね。
Believe me, Clive, I would fly with you to Origin, nay, to the end of the world, if I could.
いやいやいや、
Alas, my fear of heights prevents me.
おじさんまでやってもらうことあるからね。そう、オリジンがね、出てきた直後ですね。はるちゃんはクエストまだ出てきてないね。あ、ジョシュアと話さなくちゃ出てこないのか。はるちゃん。
I was wondering when next you'd visit.
ダメか。
Fare thee well, my friend.
いつの間にマイフレンドに。
You're going somewhere, Sid? Can we come?
かわいい。
I promise we'll be good.
いい子たちだ。双子大好き。よいしょ。あとはジルはこの上にいるのかな。ジルにも話したいね。カロンばあさん。
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there.
そうね。ポーション。あ、ポーションゼロ。はい。
You might find a better price than that.
ハルさんとは友達だった。衝撃の事実。
First the skies, then the crystal. What next? The advent of great Griga herself. I'm sure we'll be fine. Sid's back, isn't he?
すごい信頼を得ている。
My Lord Marquis, I heard about Eastpool. That some of my fellow guardians are to build a new home there, both for themselves and for Madame Martha's bearers. Is it true?
It's true. The village is to be rebuilt.
I have many fond memories of Eastpool. When I was a child, we would visit my aunt and uncle often. They would lavish attention upon me as if I were the son they never had. I went to see Aunt Hannah after my uncle passed away, but not nearly as often as I should have.
Oscar, I'd like you to assist Sir Wade in the rebuilding efforts.
But my lord, my training is not yet complete. I couldn't possibly.
I warned you I might not be the easiest of masters, but I'm not as hard-hearted as that. Go. Be with your aunt. Rebuild her home. Is what she would have wanted.
Yes, my lord. Thank you, my lord.
結局全然行かないんだけどね。
I will not forget this kindness, my lord. I shall go to Eastpool, but as soon as the rebuilding work is complete, I promise to return.
この子にももうちょっと働かせてあげたかったね。クライブが何も言わないから特にエピソードがないんだけど。クライブありがとう。おかげで工房の設備型となった隠れ家の生活に役立つものをこれからも作っていきたい。楽しみにしているように。ありがとう。エータさんを無事に連れ帰った赤ん坊のことを思うエータさんの話を聞いていると、この世界を変えたいという気持ちが高まる。俺たちで何とかしようだ。そうだね。そうそう。やっぱね、未来ある子がね、生まれてくるんだと思うとすごく嬉しいよね。ジルー。
If this origin is a mother crystal, it must be destroyed like all the rest. We've come too far to give up now.
そうだ。破壊しないと。厳しいんだか甘いんだか。まあ、今暇だから。暇だから、むしろ今行ってほしいよね。これからね、これからまた、オリジンを破壊した後大変になるから。それこそね、クライブめちゃめちゃやること増えると思うんだよね。オリジン破壊した後よ。なんだかんだ。おっと、ジョシュアが黄昏れている。ジョシュアどうしたの？始まった。近くに行ったら始まった。
Ultima may have created us, but he doesn't make us who we are.
Only we can do that. And if he would have us fight for our survival, so be it. It's what we've been doing all along.
Much like Ultima himself, it would seem. His new world being naught but a means to survive. And so, we must contend to decide which of us shall inherit the land. Should Ultima prevail, it will mean death for us all. Of that, we can be certain. But even should he fail, what world awaits us? A withered, godless place, where our newfound freedom will most like prove a chain in itself.
Well, that may be. But a chain can always be broken. As long as one has the will to break it. It won't be easy. It may take generations. Centuries of suffering. And that is if everyone plays their part. But it will happen. And when it does, it will be on our terms. That is the world that awaits us.
Indeed. And what better world could one wish for?
But first, we have to reach that crystal.
Then it's a good thing I have wings.
You can barely stand, let alone fly. And only the Founder knows what horrors await in those skies. Are you certain about this?
Am I certain? I am the Phoenix. I will do what I must. This is our fight. Remember.
All right. I yield. But only what you must, yes? I'm still your sworn shield.
That you are.
And what of my wings? Lest you forget, you go to stand against a god. I would not have you succumb to fatigue before the fight begins. Ifrit, your brother mentioned that some few of the dominants who had lost their power to you were still able to prime. Is that true?
It is. But their icons no longer submitted to their will.
Then mine will have to be stronger. That you both might save your strength for the battle to come.
You don't have to do this.
If you do, there's a chance you might lose all you have left.
And what have I but regret? My life ended in the Dominion. I fear death no more. Besides, I would have words with Ultima. He has much to answer for.
We are in your debt, Dion.
We can speak of debts when this is over.
ネオンはかっこいいな。でもどこで聞いてたんだろうね、本当に。
He speaks like a man who knows he's not coming back. And has come to terms with that.
That doesn't mean that we have to, does it, Clive?
Time to talk to Jill. I only hope she understands.
そうだね、さっき声かけたけど。
Take as much time as you need, brother. Something tells me Ultima will wait.
そうね。うん。もう一回ジルに話しかけたいんだね、クライブは。
Say your farewells and let us be gone.
うちもディオン今日かっこいいと思う。かっこいいよね。さっき話しかけたけど、じゃあジルにも話しかけましょう、もう一回。クライブは何度でも話しかけたい。よいしょ。 ジルもどうしたのってさっき話したよねって思ってるかもしれないけど、ジルは優しいから、そんなことは気にせずにまた話してくれるでしょう。ジル
？Come to wish on a star.
That might not be such a bad idea. This is it, Jill.
そっか、ジルは行かないから。あ、ごめん。
Well, I have to do it. There's no turning back now. This is where our journey was leading us. Where it will end, for better or worse.
I could pray to Metia for you. But you'll be all right, won't you, Clive? You always are.
かわいい。
I did promise we'd watch the moon together.
I'll be waiting.
肝心なところ見せてくれないな。ちょっと。
It's almost time. Better make sure I haven't forgotten anything.
ちょっとパンアップするの早かったよね。もう少し見せてほしかったな、ジル。
Clive, do you have a moment?
Of course. Always.
I wanted to give you something.
おっと、ここで何やったっけ？
I stitched it from the cloth you gave Hortense. The piece she said you liked best. I told her I used to enjoy needlework, but I didn't think she'd remember.
It's beautiful, Jill. You didn't have to.
When I was very little, I recall my mother telling me that young ladies of the court would give knights ribbons from their hair before they went off to war. I still wear mine, so I made you this instead. White is the color of faith. Faith in your friends, your family, your purpose. Unblemished, unfeigned. Just like my faith in you.
Our faith. May it ever steer us true.
And may it ever bring you back to me. I will always be here.
Thank you, Jill.
そっか、ありがとう、ジル。今回は白い布だね。お母さんから聞かされてたのね。まあ、あの父親。あの父親。あれ？ジルの父親なんかあったっけ？
It's not time yet, is it? Somewhere in the back of my mind. I know. Thank you. And so for now? Be strong, Clive.
よし。なるほどね。お母さんから布のことを聞いたっていうことかな。よいしょ。お、新しいクエストが出ている。ちょっとさっきのもらったアイテムを見てみましょう。キーアイ、いや、こっちかな。大事なもの。シルクの織物。刺繍が施された白い絹の、手巾。なんだろう。ジルからクライブに送られたもの。白は理想を追い続ける純粋な信念の色。そして私も常にそうありたいと思っている。なるほど。要はハンカチかな？いいね。いいものもらった。これで3種類全部やったね。よし。トルガルの様子。少し前からトルガルの様子が変だ。よし。
What is it this time, Torgal?
はい。で、書物探しの頼み。いいよ。
Something tells me this is no mere adventure story.
難しいね。ここは一番クライブアップになるのでは？よし。じゃあ、ビピアンのお願いも聞いて。もうお願いが、いっぱいあるからね。これなんだ？言葉はいらない。トルガルか。トルガルだっけ？とりあえず全部引き受けていこうかな。片っ端から、とりあえず、目についたところから。で、おじさんのやつもね、やらないと。三国同盟のために。おじさん。風の三獅子。
Clive, my boy! Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks. Hadn't intended for you to get involved, but such are the times we live in, huh?
I would have done the same for anyone else.
You're far too modest, Clive. You'd make a terrible nobleman. But tell me, is the realm truly in as dire a state as Rutherford suggests?
From what little I saw, you were right to be worried.
I suppose I should have expected the worst. But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm might have things a little more under control. Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days, and without it, the people are bound to lose their way. We must move quickly.
But where do we start?
True, the challenges that face us are many. But in my estimation, there are two key areas to be addressed before any other. The realm's armies and her larders. As you've seen firsthand, it's every man and woman for themselves out there. Certain cities have banded together to try and maintain some semblance of order, yes, but such cases are few and far between. And yet, the only remedy for the chaos that faces us is unity. A unity that transcends even the borders laid down by our ancestors. In short, if Storm does not stand together, she will fall apart.
But how would one even begin to unite the realm?
The armies, my boy. As I told you already, we begin by restoring order among the ranks of those sworn to maintain it. Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the lowliest gaggle of privates to dig a latrine together. But I do know someone the High Commanders have been known to listen to on occasion. Field Marshal Eugen Havel.
I thought he was retired.
He was, until an Akashic army tore through Randalar and killed most of the rank and file. There is no man alive more capable. Literally. And as luck would have it, I've already spoken with him on the matter.
Of course you have.
And he's agreed to help. On one condition. That he first speaks with you personally. Havel has always been a man of frustratingly rigid principle, and he has certain qualms about clasping arms with, well, with an outlaw. I extolled your many virtues as best I could, of course, but the old goat was adamant that he be allowed to appraise you in person. You don't mind, do you, my boy?
まあ、いいよ、おじさんの頼みならね。
Of course not. As long as chaos reigns, we will never build a better world. I'll do whatever it takes. And if the Field Marshal wishes to speak with me in person, then so be it.
That's the spirit.
I'll leave for Randalar at once. Would you send a Stolas?
Of course. Rutherford is already in the Dalmekian capital. I'll have him tell Havel to expect you forthwith.
Excellent. Thank you, Uncle.
No, thank you, Clive.
イムランってキャラ覚えてるかな？なんか名前は聞き覚えあるけど覚えてないかな覚えてないですね。誰だっけ？
The Crown Prince of Sanbreque. Though I suppose he's the Emperor now.
The Emperor, here in our hideaway.
Then don't mind him. I believe you.
みんなミーハーだな。クライブもロザリアの王子なんだけど、みんなクライブ見ていいよ、もうちょっと。はい。よし。あ、見慣れてるもんにはありがたみを感じないんだろうな。クライブはそれだけみんなと交流してるってことだね。よしよし。英語版だとジルが刺し殺すときに一度だけファーザーって呼ぶんで、あ、本当にファー、それは父親代わりとかじゃなくて、あいつ父親だったのだからでもあれだよね、ジルはそうなの？ジルはあれ北の国の人じゃなかったの？お母さんだってジルはあれでしょ、公女だよね。公女か、北の国の人間でしょ。あれファーダーは父親代わりだったからとかだと思っていたなるほど。だから父親親殺しになったから私も着物に落ちたと言ってるよね。あ、本当に父親だったの？ちょっと待って、それビビアンの相関図で見ないと衝撃の事実。親を殺しに行ったのか。そうだったのか。知らんかったな。ブラックソン。
Trouble with your gear, or so will it be?
ブラックソンにもう撃ってもらう刀がない。はい。まあ、アクセサリーはワンチャンまた買う可能性もあるけどね。これがまあ唯一上がるんだけど、でもすごく今のやつとさ、だって3しか上がらないのにさ、めちゃめちゃ落ちるのよ、ハートが。だからまあいいかなっていう感じがする。はい。まあテキストはいいでしょ。英語じゃないからね。
I did it, Sid. I made friends with all the animals in the hideaway. But you know what I'd really like? My own goblin. Or maybe a marble or a bomb. Only if it was a big one. That or a bander curl, but not a cactuar. They're too prickly.
これ荷物用意してるけど、大きくなったら時のための荷物も用意してるのかな。もう動物いないもんね。もっといろんな動物に会いたいんだ。ここで会える動物だけじゃなくてね。チナファーザー呼びは一度だけやったから印象的やった。そこはね、私も覚えてる。最後にジルがイムランのことをそう言ってたね。
Lady Karen has seen ourselves haven't gone bare.
Yes, but how long will it last?
もう充実している、隠れ家砦ですね。もう世界中からね集まってきてる。トルガル大丈夫かな。かわいいトルガル。
Pining for something, boy. What is it? What do you see out there?
かわいい。
I never did ask where you got that anklet. It's of yours.
写真撮りすぎ問題。
Said that's why. On the day he brought him home.
That long ago.
And you're only thinking to ask this now? Sid saw that the pup had a habit of gnawing on his leg, since you ask. Clap that there iron on him to keep him from doing it.
What was wrong, boy?
I'll take like as not. Must have been hard on the poor whelp losing his loving masters at such a young age. Doubly hard in being a frost wolf, torn away from his icons and all. Sid would always tell him, "You want that iron gone? You find what it is you're looking for." I reckon what he were looking for was you.
I'm sorry, Torgal. Sorry for making you wait so long. Let's get that thing off you.
Doesn't sound like he wants it off.
Indeed. You miss Sid as much as the rest of us, don't you? You want me to go with you somewhere?
Quick, aren't you? Glad you've been paying attention.
Not nearly as much as you have, Lady Karen.
Aye, good thing and all. It's not like Gav would have kept him in nuts and rubbed his belly these past 10 summers.
Your kindness is appreciated. You've been a good friend to him.
Only because he doesn't talk back like the rest of you. Go on now.
Where to then, Torgal?
カロンばあさんはトルガルのお母さんお母さんだね。ジャッキーならいろんな動物と仲良くなれるよね。きっとね、いろんな動物と交流してテイマーになると思う。トルガルにとってもシドは大切な存在なんやろね。そうだね。だってずっと一緒に狩りも教えてもらったし、パパみたいなもんだよね。きっとね、トルガルにとっては。主はクライブだけど、お父さんはシドで、お母さんはカロンなんだろうな。
What do you think happened to Miss Middledore? I heard she was kicked out of the university.
When you return, would you mind teaching the children another lesson? They did so enjoy your last.
But with a happy ending, of course.
ここで聞こえなかったな。はい。どうした？
Sid, you have to help us.
With what? You didn't take apart another of Mid's contraptions, did you?
No. Well, yes. But that's not what we want to talk to you about.
It's Miss Middledore. She's been acting strange. Very strange. She's barely ever around.
When she is, she acts like we aren't even there. Her head's in a crowd.
In the clouds.
That's what I said. In the clouds.
Well, she does have a lot on her mind. When did you last see her?
Not long ago. Right after she got back from saving you from Stonehere.
Then it's probably just about the Enterprise. It did take quite a battering on the way there and back.
You didn't break it, did you, Sid? You really should be more careful around Miss Middeldore's inventions. Don't listen to her. Even if you did break the Enterprise, you could put it back together, couldn't you?
But who's gonna put Miss Middledore back together? She seems really sad.
Why don't I go and see if I can cheer her up?
You do that? For us? She's in her dungeon.
Don't scare him. It's not a real dungeon.
Thanks for the warning.
Miss Shirley says we're not allowed in the dungeon. But Miss Middledore doesn't mind.
ミドさてとどうした？
If you have a...
That's it! I knew it! The answer was right here under my arse all along! If this doesn't steer to the skies, nothing will!
To the skies? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise wings, are you?
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding them. They're worried about you. Is this really so important that you need to shut yourself away from everyone?
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm, and that's with the sea beneath her. But what if she weren't bound to the waves? What if she weren't bound to anything at all? It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so I'm gonna do something about it. The Fallen had their chance, but they relied too much on magic. And see where that got them? But not me. I've discovered how to do it without. Well, almost. First, I need to make a prototype.
And is that a one-woman job?
Are you volunteering? I'll have you know the Enterprise is my baby. But if a godfather's offering to lend a hand, I'd be happy to take it. First, I'll need oil, and not just some old drippings from Miss Molly's spits in the Tub and Crown. Refined stuff, like they make in Ordil. Then I'll need some bone, or shell. Light, strong, preferably no longer attached to the beast it belongs to.
If it's beast bones you're after, I'm sure the curse breakers will know where you might find some.
No, they'll know where you might find some. You're the one who offered to help, remember?
I should speak with one of the curse breakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this bone while I'm there as well.
よし。あ、そう言うな。
They make an oil down at the docks in Aldale that's as slippery as the sea nasties they render it from. With that and the bone I told you about, I shall be able to finish the prototype.
ちょいミドはね。いつ言ってたんだろう。聞き取れなかったな。まあミドのためにもね、探してきてあげよう。これなんだろうな。最初からあったっけこれ。
That crystal certainly don't bode well. But just think of all the secrets it must hold. Here, if you're planning on going up there, you could bring a bit back for me, could you?
こいつもなかなかいい感じでね、ネジ外れてますね。これ結局何だったんだっけ？なんか熱効率が良くなったんだっけ？よくわかんない。なんだっけね。とりあえずカバンを直してもらったということしか覚えてないんだけど。これもさ、多分さ、なんか何かしらに使う予定があったのかもしれないよね。開発段階で、ここの活用するエピソードは入らなかったとか。
Not exactly. She seems preoccupied, but then again, when isn't she?
会話始めて最初の方で言ってましたね。マジで聞き漏らしちゃった。
I will not let them be forgotten.
はい、これもなかなか胸くそ悪い。
Sid, may I have a moment?
Of course.
いいよ。
It is an honor to finally speak with you. My name is Herman. I've been with the Curse Breakers for some time now, and I wish to be deployed to Ash. Any assignment will do.
No. The lands across the Narrow are too dangerous. I will not send good men and women to risk their lives needlessly. Why would you want to go back?
I need to retrieve something. Something important. I was raised in an orphanage. The Badbach Conservatory. Or rather, I was held captive there. It was not a place of nurture. It existed solely to turn bearer children into mindless weapons. We were tortured until we feared no pain. Tormented until our hearts turned to stone. And few ever survived long enough to become tools of the last king.
I can't imagine.
I lost so many. I can't even remember all their names. But they must be remembered. They cannot fade away, faceless and forgotten. The Institute was run with military precision. Every child measured, every name recorded, every death logged with meticulous care. Sid, allow me to travel to Ash and recover the registry so that my brothers and sisters might live on.
You were a good friend, Herman. But the fact remains that Ash is simply too dangerous.
Sid, please. Even should it cost me my life.
Too dangerous for you, Herman. But not for me. I'll go to Bad Bach and find the registry.
You will?
I won't let you risk your life.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can start by telling me where I'll find this orphanage.
Vida Grace. Hidden in a forest, overlooking the plains.
All right. I'll see what I can find there.
May the mothers guide you.
さてと。ヘルマン、あの個人のさ、やってたことを思うとさ、こいつめちゃめちゃ有望株。強いのでは？ちょっと人知じゃないけど、なんか超えたね、タフガイかもしれん。すごいね。こいつ隊長になってもいいんじゃない？統率力とかね、そういうところが備わってれば、最強の戦士を。少なくとも。
What else could it be?
よし。でここはなぜかクライブでもね、クライブでも乗り越えられるっていう。ここは唯一クライブが乗れるところ。なんでここだけ乗れるんだろうね。いつもお行儀がいいクライブだけど、ここだけ。
One moment you think you've freed the realm from her fate. The next, a darker one rears up to replace it. What awaits us when we finally attain release? True freedom? Or something else entirely?
こいつはいつまでたっても怪しさが抜けない男でしたね。最後まで怪しかった。なんか友達みたいな感覚になってるけどね。老仲間だろみたいなね。もう何もしないでずっとここにいるだけのやつね。多分新しく入ったやつはなんか何もしてないけどクライブと妙に親しげに話すなあいつみたいな。謎の男、いろんな意味で謎の男になっちゃってる。あれ乗り越えられるなら柵とか飛び越えられそうやけどね。ね、クライブにとってあそこは乗ってもいい場所なのかもしれないね、カテゴリー的にね。柵は越えちゃいけないけど、あそこはまあちょっとした地面の凹凸みたいなね。
All this time, my heart has wandered hither and thither in search of the perfect companion. When all along he was here, standing right beside me.
ごめん、ジル一筋なんだよ。知ってるでしょ？まあありがとう。でも心配してくれて。
Couldn't have been easy for her making the journey from Ash. What with her belly so fat?
You'd be surprised the lengths a mother is willing to go for her child.
この下も行きたかった。なんかこう途中まで開発してるところが多すぎる。もっともっと開発していいのに。はい、ここも何かしらあったでしょう。
It's just a touch of the vapors. I'll be fine.
でもオリジンが上がってようがさ、あんまりこの黒の一帯ってもともと黒の一帯だからさ、エーテルもたまらないだろうし、大丈夫だと思うんだけどね、影響的には。
Don't push yourself too hard, Clive.
まあ精神的な。
Stop the fits. I only hope they stay stopped.
よかったよかった。精神的なものがね、みんな強いのかもしれないね。影響してるっていうのは。よって。
Greetings, Lord Marquis. I prithee do not risk yourself unduly.
Thank you, my lord, for taking me in. Everyone here has been so kind. It reminds me of home.
よかった。とりあえず落ち着いて。落ち着かないとね、次のことを考えられないからね。ロナン
All right, Sid. Come to buy us around, have you?
Only if you earn it. Mid needs a piece of light but durable bone for her next project. You've encountered your share of beasts on your travels across the realm. Any ideas?
Most bones are the same. Whack 'em hard enough and they'll break. If it's durability you're looking for, shell will serve you better. You know what an adamantus is?
I do. And I know to give them a wide berth. Will any old adamantus do?
Well, with shells, the older the harder. There's a rumour of an ancient adamantus down in Karava, near Bidza, or what's left of the village anyway. But don't expect to make quick work of the bastard. There's a reason it's lived as long as it has.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
よし。いいことを教えてくれた。ありがとう。
hundreds of leagues away.
で、おっと
Off you go then.
よいしょ。ビビアン。
Vivian, I read your note, and I'd be happy to help you find the book you're looking for.
Thank you, Clive. But tracking it down will not be easy. Are you sure?
Please. You have always granted me your wisdom and insight whenever I asked. It's only right that I return the favor. Or at least attempt to.
You are too kind. Alas, what I ask of you is rather more trying than delivering the odd lecture. I spoke with Hippocrates to see if he had any inkling as to where another copy might be found, but... But perhaps it is best that you hear the details from him.
If you say so.
Forgive me, Clive, for asking this of you. But this book, it set me on the path to becoming who I am today. Its importance cannot be overstated.
なんかクライブの受け答えがすごく短かったね。何もしてないから飛ばしてないんだけど、ビビアンちょっと相関図見せてくれる？ビビアンレポート。価値あることこうさたえよ。
Hippocrates knows of the tome I seek. Whether what he has to say makes you happy to have agreed to help me is another matter.
真実が書かれてたもんね、あれ。
How may I
それは
help
禁
you
書にな
today?
るって。
Of course.
初めて開いたね、これ。この英語版初めてから初めて開きました。敵ね、敵で、守り手、ドレークブレス、ドレークヘッド、敵、ドレークヘッド、ザンブレック、その後、2代目使徒になってから、ドレークブレス消滅、ここか。鉄王国、こいつ、イムラン、詳しく見る。生まれながらに魔法使うベアラドミナントを意味嫌いながら、魂の浄化と称した儀式によって力なきベアラたちをもてあそび続けていた。ドレイクブレスを破壊すべく、訪れたジルの手で殺害される。経験なんだ。因縁を断ち切る。父親とは書いてないよね、でもね。どうなんだろう。明言されてないから、どっちでも取れるっていう感じかな。レイさん。元はロザリア公国の、そうなんだ。出身だけど、18年前の鉄王国の襲撃で捕虜となる。以来、クリスタル正教の司祭たちを世話する使用人として、ドレスタヌス島にとどめ置かれていた。同じく鉄王国の捕虜となっていたジルの良き理解者であり、育ての親のような存在。なるほど。じゃあ、ロザリアの、ジルに、仕えていたじゃないけど、世話をしてたんだね。そうか。ジルの生い立ちについては全くわからないね。じゃあ、ドレーク、マザーブレスト、そうしの隠れかな。父親のことについては書いてないか。 狩猟であるワーリック博銀行の娘であり、和平のでワーリック博銀行の娘であるって書いてあるから、やっぱりワーリック博銀行の娘なんじゃないかな。だからイムランは父親じゃないと思う。父親代わりだったっていうことじゃないかな。ジルのストーリーもっと知りたいね。そうだね。多分そうだと思うよ。この博銀行、これはお母さんの名前じゃないはずだから、ワーリック博銀行さんがジルのお父さんだと思う。で、イムランは、まあ、父親代わりだった。その割にはなんか奴隷の扱いを受けてたけどね。まあでも、奴隷の中でもまあ兵器だけど、それなりの、まあ安全は保障されてたのかもしれないね。扱いはひどかったけど、なんかこう、元遊ばれたりとかそういうことはきっとなかったんだろうね。一応兵器として、最終兵器としては、まあ、とどめ置かれていたみたいな感じかな。まあ、13年も一緒にいればね、そういう関係性になっても、父親みたいな感じになっても、まあ、不思議ではないけど。ワーリックさんはジルの元にはいなかったし、もう北の国もなくなってたから死んじゃったのかな。ここで全く触れられてないもんね。
Very good.
それかロザリアのどこかの寮で公爵位かなんかをもらって別に暮らしてるとかね。で人質にジルだけがロザリアのお城に来ていたとかかもしれないね。住むところなくて、でもジルの両親がどっか死にはしないと思うんだよね。じゃないと差し出さないと思うから。
Sid, I was wondering if you could help me.
It depends what with.
A bearer, but recently freed from his bonds, is keen to join the Curse Breakers. As you know, the work we do is not easy, which is why we test every volunteer's suitability. I was hoping you could oversee this one's evaluation.
I don't mind, but why this one?
Because he wants to be a scout. Our ranks are filled with men and women capable of breaking chains and putting slavers to the sword. But scouting, we're few with the nose for that, which is why we still rely so heavily on Gav. And since he accompanies you on so many of your missions, I thought you might be better placed to recognize the traits in him that we should look for in those who'd fill his boots.
Sounds reasonable.
So you're happy to oversee the boys' test, then?
One can never have too many scouts.
Truer words, Sid. I'll let the initiate know that you'll be attending his trial, and that he is to proceed directly to Northreach in readiness.
No time like the present, eh?
No time like the present. I'll await you there.
本当にクライブはさ、こういう細々したさ、下々のものからのさ依頼もさよく受けるよね。
Northreach. I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer.
この距離感がいいんだろうね、きっとね。ノリス。
Sid, do you have a moment?
By all means.
It's my old master. Seems there's no escaping her. She found some way to send me a letter. And something else. Records from a Waluda prison. Seems they were keeping a lot of bearers there.
How did she come by such a thing?
Finding bearers always was her strong point. And it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them. Foreign captives, the masterless. Bearers no one would miss. And even better for her, bearers with no one to look after them. When ether started lapping at the walls, the jailers fled.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by whoever happened to come along next.
Sid, I'd like to believe that I've earned your trust by now. And while I'm well aware that you've forbidden curse breakers from traveling to Walud, I can't let those bearers die in their cells. I'd rather risk shipwreck on the Shadow Coast than leave them to starve.
Yo.
We'll be needing the Enterprise if we're going to navigate the Narrow.
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, but we travel together. And we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable place at the best of times. We save as many as we can, and we leave.
Thank you, Sid. There was a name in the prison register. A name from my past. Chadwick. Another of my former master's protégés. A gifted soldier, and the closest thing I had to family. The thought of him held captive in that place.
He must be very important to you.
He was. Is.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow of Ravenwit Walls, just beyond the portcullis. We should head there as quickly as we can. I only pray there are still bearers alive to save.
As do I, Doris.
あの監獄もやばいよね、本当に。あれもやばい。なかなかの闇が見える。あんな細々したところまでさ、バルナバスがさ、指揮してたのかって思うと、ちょっと違うんじゃないかなと思い。
They'll come back. Of course they will. It's just a big crystal. How hard could it be?
ウォールードの人たちの趣味なんじゃないかと思うんだよね。なんかクズみたいなやつを出世させてたのはあるかもしれないけどね。
Courage, Ifrit. My decision is made. You said it yourself. He must be stopped.
He must.
Make ready.
おっと、あ、そっかそっか。ジョシュはね。
Ah, Clive. Joshua, what's wrong? And don't say nothing.
It's not nothing. I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have found Father's will, or something akin to it.
His will? How? Where?
In the crypt beneath Rosalith Castle. After Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying took the opportunity to recover what relics of the Duchy yet remained. And in the process of doing so, they found a letter from Father.
I'm surprised anything survived down there.
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience. I have been meaning to go, but would you join me?
もちろん行こう。
Of course. I want to know what's in that letter as much as you do.
Very well. I'm ready to leave when you are. Back to Tabor then. Not to be reunited with Yotei this time, but with Father.
よし、行こう。下は何もないんだっけ。一応話を聞きたいな。よいしょ。
And how the hell is Sid gonna deal with that?
What do you think that thing is?
It's a damn distraction, is what it is. Now back to work. Sorry, can't take you where you need to get to, but the Argo and me will be waiting when you get back.
このじいさんはあれだね、指導を送り届けることが生きがいになっちゃってるね。取り手を移したらどうするんだろう。なんかこう、このじいさんのためにも仕事を残してあげたいね。なんかわざわざ湖の中に城を建てるとかで。でリスキーモブがまた増えましたと。であとこれとこれだね。 よし、やって、外に依頼を受けにというかね、こなしに行きましょう。トルガル。
All right, Toggle. Where are you taking me? I'm going to need a little bit more than that, boy. Do you have a better hint for me? Unless you've already given me one. Back on the rear deck, you were looking west, toward Rosaria. Why don't we try the rookery? I haven't been to the island in almost 20 years. To Port Isolde, then. Fingers crossed the old mooring is still there.
よし、トルガルとのね、思い出もやっていきましょう。もういい話、あれは。クライブ死ななくて本当によかったね。トルガルはずっと待ってたんだよ。よいしょ。ハルちゃん。
Ah, Clive, my boy. What a pleasure it is to see you.
Hippocrates. There's something I need to ask you. I've been charged with locating a book called From a Distance.
Then you seek a rare gem indeed. One whose name I had not thought to hear from your lips. You've been talking to Vivian.
Right as always. But she didn't seem keen to tell me very much. I take it she didn't like what you had to say.
And yet I gather it did naught to dissuade her. Clive, if the young professor has tasked you with obtaining a copy, I fear she asks the impossible. The executors would not allow it.
The executors?
Coveters of secrets. A clandestine organization committed to the collection and intenebration of forbidden texts and technologies. One such text being the tome Vivian seeks, chronicling as it does the true history of the enslavement of bearers. A tale which could overturn the established order were it ever to become widely known. Or, so rumor has it. I've never actually read the thing, or even set eyes on it for that matter.
How is it that I haven't heard of this organization?
Why, secrecy is the executor's watchword. They lurk in the shadows, emerging only to seize that which must be seized, be it books, inventions, or people, before disappearing again, leaving nary a trace.
Which would explain why Vivian's copy was snatched from her grasp not long after she found it.
By the hand of the executors, yes.
But what drives them? Self-interest or ideology?
Fine question. Sadly, all that is known of the executors can be recounted in a single breath. You may just as soon ask me of their origins, numbers, or the identities of their leaders. Any answer I give would be pure speculation.
Then my hunt was doomed from the first. What was Vivian expecting? That I'd pluck it from thin air?
Not from thin air, no. From ash. Rumors of the executors are rife among the scholars of Storm, but rather less so across the strait. I have a friend. Well, I had a friend in the village of Garnick, a collector of rare tomes, upon which subject we would oft correspond. Alas, I have heard naught from him since the skies fell dark. And no doubt he, too, has turned. But, though he did not mention it by name, it is possible that a surviving copy of From a Distance yet rests upon one of his many shelves, quietly awaiting discovery. If you were, by some chance, able to save even a single book from the poor man's library, I know his soul would rest easier.
Very well. When I next find myself in Waloed, I'll be sure to pay Garnick a visit.
で、じゃあそのね外観の処刑も手に入れよう。
Did you know that chocobos are far more resilient to the effects of ether than most other beasts?
お前何やってるん
Some
だ。
say that's one of the reasons they were tamed for use as mounts and sumpters, so that an ether flood wouldn't mean instant death for their riders or drivers. Me, I reckon they built it up over generations. Too many foolish traders driving their birds into floods, and only the toughest surviving.
石の剣なんだよね。やめたらずっとここで本読んでるよね。石の剣、ちょっとこっちの書物的な方にあれ興味が出てきちゃったかな。まったくまあいいよ、そのね必ずしもねその選んだ道に居続けるっていうわけじゃないから、人もねいろいろと興味が出てきてさ、仕事を変えるっていうことがあるから。よし行こう。セーブでサム自由だな。もうさ見た限りずっとあいつはそこでチョコボのことを調べてるから、もうずっとチョコボ。はい、ここね、もうラストだからここは。どっから行こうかね。オールドヒル造船所、これなんだっけ ?1。言葉はいらない。トルガルのやつを一番最初にやってもいいけど、まあ、ちょっとロザリアから攻めていこうかな。毎回ロザリアから攻めてる気がするけど、やっぱね、故郷のところが気になるよね。でもちょっとマーサも気になるから、マーサのとこに行きましょう。ここも後々出てきたっけ、なんか。どうだったかな。
The Guardians of the Flame were true friends to the rest. They fought our enemies, lined our barricades.
まあさ、特にクエストは発生しないね。
You look like you could do with a drink. Stop by for an ale any time, eh?
なんか別にないな。ジョシュアが一緒にいる。これ話を聞かないと次のクエスト出てこないとかないよね。テキストはさ、英語関係ないから全部見てないんだよね。今回2回目までは全部テキストを見てたんだけど、今回英語はさ、テキストのところってほとんど一言二言しか最初喋らないから、特にね、話は聞いてないというか。漆黒の森、イーストプール。ここも変わってないだろうからね。なんか変わってるかな、イーストプール。後で行くか。これなんだっけ？果てなき夢。あ、なんか、なんだっけ、アイテムを見つけるんだっけ、ミートのやつかな。造船用の潤滑油。まだありそうだね。あったあった。よいしょ、これも。はい、潤滑油。よし。これで十分。かな。さて、一応行っておこう。イーストプールも。よいしょ。ベアラーたちは元気にやってるかな？
We had no idea what it meant to live free. But that's all going to change, starting now.
だんだんやる気になってきたね。メイド、どう？ イーストプールについて。
Driving back the horde was easy. Not that they're lazy.
それ畑仕事でさえ魔法以外の手段を知らない。なるほどね。桑で土を耕し、移動や川から水を汲むことを覚えなければ、彼らの方はすぐに石化してしまう。そこからか。それに、この村は黒の一帯が迫る土地です。いつか必ず魔法が使えなくなる時が来てしまう。まあそうだね。
No.
その時に頼れるのはクリスタルやベアラの力でもない、自分自身の知恵と手足だけなのです。なるほど。そうね。我らもあなたの隠れ家のように魔法に頼らぬ生活を目指します。どうぞ応援していってください。うん。ありがと
う。May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
ウェイドについてはまだ今度でいいでしょう。ここもね、2人の思い出の場所だからね。この上のここかな、ここでジルとね2人で眠りました。確かここら辺だったと思います。ここ思い出の場所だから。ここのベランダのところでね寝たんだよね。よいしょ、よし。多分あそこだったと思う。そこしかないもんね、ベランダってね。あっち側にはなかった気がするから。
That's it. Eyes forward and strike. Yes, my lord.
おお、みんな少しずつ剣を覚えようとして。
We all know what we're doing then? Alright, everyone to their positions. And if you need help, just call out.
働いている。
Forgive me, my lord, but I can't stop to talk. I need to teach this bearer how to draw water. And I got others breathing down my neck to help them with the field work.
井戸ってそんなに難しいかな、使うのって。まあいいや。見学ということをしてなかったのかな、このね、ベアラーさんたちは。普通に人が使うところを見てなかったのか。まあ、自分たちには関係ないと思ってたから覚える気はなかったのかもしれない。人がいる。どうした？無言ですね。こっちの向こうには誰かいるかな？いなそう。いいか、こっちは関係なさそうだもんね。よし。じゃあ、帰ろう。やっぱあそこしかベランダないもんね。よし。じゃあ、ここはここでいい。これでいい。トルガルのやつをやりましょう。で、生まれた時から道具として使われたベアラーもいてるから大変だ。そうね。生まれた時からベアラーの子たちはちょっと戸惑うかもね。途中からベアラーになった人たちはショックがすごく大きいと思うけど、まあ戻るのもそんなに難しくはないかもね。あそこに人いる。よいしょ。あれなんだっけ？ただの敵だったらいいんだけど別に。はい。よし。おっとなんだお前。はい。あ、強い。ちょっとトルガルねえ、トルガルの思い出のところに、トルガルというかね、スライブのこの時の2人の思い出の場所の近くでいないでほしい。はいはいはい、よし、強い。はいはい 。おっとっとっと。痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い。全然あ、痛い。ああ。よいしょ。はい、死にました。なぜ死んだ。まったくもうお掃除も大変だよね。これなんだ。ただの岩だった。よし、行こう。はあ。よし。悪いけどジョシュアはちょっと待っててね。あ、ロザリア城見える。あのどっちかかな。どっちかかな。ここから行けるぐらいだもんね。あ、ちょっと待って。セーブしとこう。セーブしすぎ。ここでセーブ。どうしようかな。ここで一旦セーブしてるから、ここでもう一回上書きして大丈夫だな。よし。
It's still here. After all these years. A lot smaller than I remember. And you're a lot bigger. You might have to swim, boy. I wasn't being serious.
You two go on without me. I doubt that boat will hold a third.
If you're sure, we won't be long. Hop in, boy.
船のさ、向きがすごく気になるんだよね。入り船だからさ。逆出船にしときなよってすごく思う。止めたやつ、何考えてるんだと。こういうとこならしょうがないよね。しょうがないけど、あそこはさ、桟橋なんだからさ、出船にしとけよって思うよね。細かいところに気になってしまう。
Race you there. I bet I could still beat you.
よいしょ。こっちからも見えるけど、さらに見やすい位置があるんだよね。こっからも見えるんだよね。だけど、トルガラたちの方が、探して見つけたところの方がずっと見やすいから。いちいち反転しなきゃいけないからね。そうそうそうそう。こういう隠れがワクワクするよね。
Here we are. This was our hideaway. Wasn't it, Torgal? Coming here helped me to forget who I was. Or wasn't. Prince, shield. Son his mother could love. Had I been any one of those things? Perhaps. What is it, boy? This is all from the castle. And Phoenix Gate. Did you bring these here? My sparring sword. Well. You never stopped looking for me, did you, boy? Thank you, Torgal, for never giving up, for never forgetting. Let's take this with us, shall we? So I don't forget either. That's not the way back to the boat, Torgal. All right. I'm coming.
スクショを取り損ねましたね、トルガルの。トルガルは多分この木のところ伝わってきたと思う。ジャンプできるから、トルガルちゃん。結構高いところまでね。飛んでる敵とかにもね、アプローチできるから、トルガルは。いけるいける。昔はクライブが抱えていったのかも。魔物の牙10個、クライブが貯めてたのかなこの鎧とかもさ、全部1個ずつね、加えて、トルガルはお手手がないから、いや、お手手はあるけど、抱えられないからね、1個ずつ加えてね、きっと、往復しまくって、湖も泳いで、1個ずつ集めてくれたんだね。
I think I know where we're going.
トルガル。めちゃめちゃいいエピソード。よく見える。
People always talk about the importance of putting the past behind you. But without it, we wouldn't be who we are today. And we certainly couldn't steer our way to a better tomorrow. Come on, Torgal. Let's go home. Sorry for the wait. We're ready.
トルガル。いい子だ。また行けるんだね、行きたかったらね。特に何もないだろうけど。よし、ジョシュアお待たせ。行こう。さて次はここあったから、ここはノースリーチか。親子喧嘩もなんとかしないといけないからね。あそこの描写、FF1 のタイトル画面に似てるみたい。確かに。ちょっと似てるかも。オマージュしてるの？すごいね。思い出のいろいろちょこちょこっとこうね、彷彿とさせるのが。 いいね。
Welcome, welcome.
なんもないっす。
I'll be here if you need me.
The Dame actually cares about this town, unlike the Duke.
もうアンチが
He's only interested in picking our pockets to line his own.
ヒートをためすぎ、ヘイト。
I'll take my chances in the wild before I let some noble take any more of my coin.
なるほどね。税が重いと。まあ、とりあえずそれはそうとして。
Is it alright to be nervous?
I don't care either way, so long as you do as I tell you. Well met, Sid. This is the initiate. Ember, present yourself.
At your service, Master.
Please, just Sid. There are no masters here. Your life is your own.
Oh, of course. Thank you, Sid. The sergeant says you'll be evaluating me at my trial.
To become a scout, yes. You are aware of the dangers inherent in that role.
I am. But I swore I'd face them. Just like the man who saved my life.
And who would that be?
Gav. It was him who found me and freed me. No magic, no support, just one man and his nose. Came and sniffed me out. It taught me what one man can do if he puts his mind to it. And I've been training ever since, so that one day I can be someone's saviour, just like Gav was mine.
I'm sure he'd be flattered. You clearly have good intentions, Ember. And it sounds like you're under no illusions. Stick to this path and you'll make a fine curse breaker.
So, what? Have I passed?
You haven't even started yet. Now listen. Not far from here is an Imperial lookout, Eastwatch. The guards there record all their sightings in a logbook. You are to find it and bring it here.
And bring it here, right. Anything else?
No. Sneaking into a heavily guarded Imperial outpost and stealing the logbook would be quite sufficient. You'll need to assess the situation, determine a point of entry, create a distraction and effect an escape, all without being discovered and thrown into an Imperial oubliette.
Ember, Gav isn't our best scout because he can do everything. It's essential that you know your limits.
Know my limits, right. I won't let you down.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made out. But keep a weather eye on him all the same, would you?
On my way. All right, Ember. Impress me.
Even now, the capital has moved. The Empire keeps the watchtowers overlooking royal meadows and the Sea of Graceland. But only by a skeleton crew. It's a trial, not a death sentence.
返事がいいね。返事いいね。よし、追いかけよう。ガブにファンができました。さて、ここね。チョコボで行くか。ねえ、アンブロシアに乗りたいもんね。アンブロシア？おっと。はい。ここだっけ？ここだね。よし。追ってきてるね。よしよし。
These are clean kills.
まあもの間
Perhaps
違い。
an Ember really is ready.
強い。
Or maybe not. Damn it.
Ember, draw your sword!
I can't!
こいつ結構強いんだよね。
If you want him, you'll have to go through me.
はい。痛い痛い痛い痛い。痛いぞ。はい。よいしょ。よいしょ。あ、やったやった。はい。 よいしょ。こいつ1周目の時は結構強くて、これはちょっとさすがに酷じゃないって思ったよね。はい、違うよ、クライムそっちじゃない、こっちこっち。はい、それあれもはいはいはい、でおっと、こんばんは、いらっしゃいませ。今日はサブクエ会なので、よいしょ。特にストーリーは進まないですね。というかストーリーを進めちゃうとクリアしちゃうんです。はいはい、オッケー。初見エンパーが殺されないように立ち回らないといけないのかと思った。なるほど。あと数分でアップデですか？あ、どうだろう。アップデ来るのかな？
Ember, are you?
いなくなっちゃった。
Gone. Of course. Scouts really are a rare breed. Back to Northreach it is then.
よし、ノースリーチ。戻りたいけど。ここも特に何もないんだよね。4日アップデらしいよ。あ、そうなんだ。いつから ?4 日でも楽しみだね。アップデ来るんだ。何時からだろう。全然アップデが来るっていうのは確かに聞いてたんだけど、よく覚えてなかった。でもアップデが来たからといってストーリーが追加されるとは限らないよね。何がアップデされるのかも確か出てなかったような気がする。アンブロシアで行きたい。となると、でもアップデが来たらまたやり直さなくちゃいけないじゃんね。4周目はさすがにどうなの。この後はね、全部クリアしたらの後なんだけど、霊式 FF の霊式をおすすめされたので、調べてみたらね、5でもできそうなんですよ。プレステ出てるよ。2周目の内容だけどね。あ、そうなんだ、出てた。ちょっとちゃんと調べてみないと。
I didn't expect you back so soon. Where is Ember? How did he fare?
I thought I'd find him with you.
いなくな
He
っちゃい
must
ま
have
した。
fled. I followed him to Eastwatch, where I found him being set upon by a wild Avis. He was just standing there. Didn't even draw his sword. I had to step in and take care of things. But by the time I had, he was nowhere to be seen. I assumed he'd set off in your direction, but apparently not.
I'm sorry, Sid. I knew the boy had a nervous streak, but he seemed like...
The right man for the job? I believe this is the logbook you tasked me with retrieving.
Eh? How did you... Don't you tell me you breached the tower while Sid was busy saving your skin.
What? Wasn't that what you asked me to do? To bring the thing back without getting caught?
He has you then, his heir. And he did it all on his own.
But Sid, he
did what he thought was best. And now I have to decide whether I agree.
Of course. We'll await your evaluation back at the hideaway. Don't you leave my sight.
Yes, Sergeant.
はい。あ、
This won't be an easy decision.
難しいとこだよね。あとなんで、日本語、英語字幕じゃないの？ですね。それを2周目でやればよかったかもね、と思っている。これが3周目なんですよ。で、1周目は普通に1周目で初見プレイでやって、2周目は、強くてニューゲームプラス FF チャレンジで、やっていたなんですね。 で、1周目のところで見逃したところとか、理解できてなかったところを、見ながらね、やっていきたいっていうことで、普通に、また同じ感じで進めていっていた。それは日本語、プラス日本語字幕でね。で、今回は3周目なんで、1周目のデータを引き継いで、普通に強くてニューゲームだけで、サクサクプレイを目指して、やっていって、3回目なんで、ちょっと英語のね、声優さんの、声も聞きたいとか、英語の喋り方も知りたいっていうことで、やった感じですね。英語に、日本語字幕。私が英語がわからないので、たまに来た人とかはね、英語だけじゃわかんないっていう人もいるかと思って、日本語字幕は残したっていう感じですね。
What did the Duke expect? That the merchants would just smile and hand over the keys to their coffers?
ここはもう終わり。あ、でもここあるよね。そうだよね。ほんと戦地はね、あの子はビシッとしてる。
You've heard then? The Duke plans to make Northreach a fortress and would have the townspeople pay for it. We are not only to build his walls, but feed his army and fill his stores, all for the privilege of living under his rule.
What does the dame have to say about all this, I wonder?
Surely she can't allow it.
いや、私も英語字幕だとね、わからないんだよね。英文法がそんなに堪能なわけじゃないから。
The Duke might have soldiers at his beck and call. Us common folk follow the dame. No one else.
金を出すことよりも、上層部が信用できないっていう感じだね。英語字幕あった方が分かりやすくね。そうだよ。そうね。そういう英語が分かる人はそうかもしれない。発音が聞き取りれなかった時に字幕があった方がね、分かりやすいっていうのはあるかも。
I need you. But the Duke would have me clapped in irons.
もし4周目やるんだったら、それでもいいかもしれない。英語字幕で日本語ありかもね。その方がテキストで見た方が分かるっていう人ももちろんいるだろうから。4周目やるつもりなかったんだけど、アップで来るんだとちょっと気になるね。いや、霊式をね、やりたいと思ってたんだよね。
Do you have a moment, Clive?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. His Eminence has assumed full control of the garrison and put every able-bodied man to work on the fortifications. The town was left all but unguarded, so Philippe was compelled to form a citizens' watch to fill the void. And though my dear boys have been characteristically willing to assist him in this, they want for bodies. So I was wondering if you would lend them your strength, that the people of Northreach might sleep easier, if only for a few nights.
Of course. Whatever you need.
Thank you, Clive. What would I do without you? Philippe told me he had men stationed at...
Where can I find the mistress of this establishment?
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
My name is Sabine, and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme, who I understand is causing you and your town no small amount of trouble. I wish to speak to you about what might be done.
Very well. Let us speak. I trust you'll forgive me, Clive.
Absolutely. Our conversation can wait.
Please. Proceed.
As you know, my father is a most overbearing and supercilious man, and I join you in objecting to his every action. Indeed, I owe you my thanks for continuing to argue against his reckless plans. Yet I fear he is not one to be swayed by reason. No. He must be made to face the consequences of his actions.
And who would make him do this?
I would. Myself and several other like-minded individuals. Were you to join us, we would surely have the strength to drive him from Northreach for good.
Does that not seem a trifle... drastic?
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your people downtrodden and dispossessed. My father would have it that citizens exist only to serve the Empire.
that they should be forced to make every sacrifice to ensure her revival. But he is wrong. It is not the people who must serve the Empire, but the Empire who must serve her people. He's always been like this. Scornful of the opinions of anyone he judged beneath him. But he cannot be allowed to ride roughshod over the common folk any longer. We must fight him. By all possible means.
Fight him? No. My purpose is to quell the tension in Northreach, not to stoke it. Respectfully, my lady. Our only chance of saving this town depends upon every one of us uniting against our common enemy. Your father and his followers included. While I understand your frustrations, I cling to the hope that he may yet be won round.
False hope, I assure you. But I see that your mind is made up. I shall bother you no longer. If you will extend me the same courtesy, I bid you good day.
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. But unfortunately for us, that spirit is only likely to harden the Duke's resolve, which may be enough to seal the fate of this town. Not that she cares. This is all about her and her father.
Families.
I'm sorry, where were we? Ah, yes. I was about to tell you of Philippe's plans for the town watch. But perhaps it's better that you heard them from him. I believe he's in the market, if you'd be so kind as to seek him out.
Right away.
It's just a pity I cannot join you. I'd like to see the two of you in action together.
はい。クライブが話している途中に割り込んできて言いたいことだけ言って去っていきました。人が話しているところに割り込んでくる。当然自分が先に話すことが、当たり前だというようなね、そんな態度が見え隠れしましたね。
The task of organizing the town watch has been
ひどい。
taken up a great deal of Philippe's time of late.
貴族っぽいね。
And the rest he spends guarding the main gate to the markets. You'll find him there, most likely.
あ、このストーリー思い出したわ。で、これはまためんどくさいやつなんだよね。でこの人空回りしてるよね。辛口かもしれないけども、サビ抜きでいいよね。いや、本当に。いや、まあ、あるあるだよね。こう、自分の主張が正しいところをね。怒ってる。まあ、そういう人ももちろんいるだろうね。こう主張をね、まあ、盾にしてね、親に歯向かうっていうね。
One at a time now. There's enough for everyone.
We don't have much, but the dame had us empty the Vale's larders to see these poor souls fed. Because that is what we do.
これなんだろうな。協力できることってイサベルは大人目線。大人目線だね。こうイサベルはもっとこう対極的に見てる感じするよね。この未来も見てるっていうね感じがする。
How long will it take to repair Caer Norvent?
That depends, your lordship. Much of the fort will need rebuilding entirely.
この人もさ、偉そうなこと言ってさ、結局ね、国ボロボロにしてるから、どこまで信用できるのっていう感じ。あ、ここ、マルシェ。あ、そっかそっか、フィリップに話聞かなくちゃいけないんだ。この人、スープ直飲みしてるよね、きっと。汚い。汚い。多分衛生観念がほら、まだ、ね、外国だし、日本でもまあ、直飲みぐらいは当時はしてたんじゃないかな。そんなことないから小皿にとってね、やるよね。あれはクリームトマトの、煮物かな。田舎料理っぽい感じ。美味しそうだね。ちょっと濁ってるもんね、だってね。
What does the dame have to say about all this?
みんな怒ってる。
This is my father's store.
So you're content to abandon the people to their fates?
あ、また来てる、サビーヌ。
Please, I beseech you. If you're a true son of Northreach, you must fight to defend your home.
That's exactly what I am doing, milady.
Or trying to, at least. The land is crawling with fiends, and someone has to keep watch.
Even when our true enemy is hiding in the garrison? Fine. You're not the only able-bodied man in Northreach. Thank you so much for your help.
ダメだよ。まずはね、イサベルの信頼の証をもらわないと誰も話を聞いてくれないのよ、この町は。
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier, hoping to convince the Dame to join her in fomenting rebellion.
I bet that went well. Her ladyship seems to have a way with people. Anyway, what brings you here?
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, she did she? Right as always. In fact, you're just the man. We've had some reports, you see. Sightings of, you know what.
They're back.
Seems that way. All over, too. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet, but if you're willing, you could go and see what's what.
Right. Where should I look?
You know Grieger's Weep? One of the sightings places them somewhere on its shores.
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clive. I'll look into one of the other sightings. Let's rendezvous back here later.
行こう。ちなみに英語が聞けるようにみんなが喋ってるときはね話を、基本しないので、英語を、聞いてください。はい、一人で勝手にサビ犬残業してる。やばい。そういうことこんなところで演説をしてる。
has naught but contempt for you. So why should we have aught but contempt for him?
When you put it like that.
マルシェの人たちに語りかけている。みんな話を聞いてる。ヘイトがある人たちは話を聞いている。そりゃそうだよね。貴族の娘が力になってくれるってんだろう。親ってなるかな。そうね。フィリップ別の場所でイサベルを言ってたり別の場所ってイサベルのところに行ってるかもしれないってこと。心配で見に行ったかもしれないね。イサベル会いに行ったかもね。心配でね。常に行ってるんだろうね。よし。ここな。はい。はい、フライ。さっ。ここらへん。どこ？そこね。はいはい。いっぱいいる。とりあえずこれをして、はい。強い。あとはまだいるな。遠いね。よいしょ。強いのがいる。死んだ。で木まだ残ってる。はい。よし。終わったかな。まだいる。よし。フライアンブロシャー。ちょっと聞きたかった。フライアンブロシャーが一番いいよね。掛け声の中で。こんなん転生の方のシュンクロでしょ。
Call that a test, Ultima?
そう。
Clive, it's me. You all right?
I am. But it seems the reports were true. The thralls have returned. I dispatched the few that I found, though.
Well, that's something, I suppose. But what were they doing south of town? They all came from the north last time. We might be able to fend off an attack from one side or the other, but from both?
Do you have eyes in the north?
Some. I should probably go and have a look, though, just to be sure. You head back to Northreach. I want you there just in case war breaks out while I'm away.
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's been busy working her magic on the townspeople. Stirring up ill feeling towards her father. She'll have her marching on the barracks if we're not careful.
What? This is exactly what the Dame was afraid of. I'll do what I can to calm things down. Be careful out there, all right?
Don't worry, I'm not like you. One sniff of those things and I'm running back to town screaming blue murder.
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country, hmm? The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. And now she teeters on the brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their shield, how will they protect their kin? Can the unarmed stand against the advancing hordes? No. But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword. A new empire. We can rebuild Sandbreck, just as Great Grieger wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore. You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla. Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a Brandit.
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Grieger.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflamme. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caer Norvent and there make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order!
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together, for Northreach!
You heard the dame. What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on!
But she is but a common...
whore, yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell. The men have their orders, and they look like following them. I got them spaced out at regular intervals. Whichever direction the thralls strike from, there'll be someone there to meet them.
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured the people will play their part. The herbalist has donated her stock of medicines to me. Should any of your men be injured, take them to the Vale. We'll see to them there.
Thank you, milady. I will.
I'll play my part too. You still want for numbers. Unlike the enemy, I only hope I can go some way to evening the odds. Philippe, can I leave the south in your hands? I doubt the thralls by the lake were the last of their number.
Of course. I'll lead a party down that way so we don't get taken by surprise. What about you?
I'll make my way up the road to Oriflamme. I fought a few of these things. And while I can't promise to hold them all back, I should be able to thin the herd.
All right. But take care.
Thank you. Both of you.
You can thank us when it's over.
Till then, madame.
よし。そう止めないとね、デモが起きちゃうからね。でも、こうやって緊急事態が起きたから。
And we'll be ready for them. We've got ointments and linens aplenty.
うん。ちょっとアップデートしてくれ。さよなら。あ、そっか、アップデート12時回ったからかな。もうできるんだね。いってらっしゃいませ。よし、来てくれてありがとう。
And we shall do everything we can to ensure the town is still here when you do.
うん。これ終わったら私もアップデートをしておきましょう。できたら。ししょうか。
I have served the Duke for many years, and I hope to do so for many more. But I cannot turn my back on these people. Our people.
When the fighting begins, we can take refuge in the barracks. We'll be safe there.
しっかりしてる。娼婦のみんなもやっぱりさ、イザベルがああいう感じだからさ、娼婦もさ、ああいうさ、たくましいのがさ、周りに増えるんだろうね。みんなこんな感じ。あ、ショック受けてる。自分の命令が効かなかったからもうショックを受けてらっしゃる。じゃあ行こう。こっちね。はい、頑張りましょう。どっちだ。こっちか。はい。
I want steel in the hands of every man or woman willing to fight.
アップデートちょっとアップデート聞いてみよう。聞いてみようじゃないや。調べてみようかな。ちょっと待ってね。
If any get by, you can trust we'll be here to meet them head on.
おい。FF16 のアップデート。ちょっと待ってね、調べてます。これか。最新情報まとめ。9月3日にアップデートの配信が決定。現時点では調整内容の詳細が発表されていない。なるほど。バトルパフォーマンスの評価方法が調整される。で、本調整に伴いリーダーボードが新設される。アップデート適用後、バトルパフォーマンスは新たなリーダーボードへ記録されることになり。なるほど。いくつかできるんだね。どうしようかな。アップデートがすぐに終わるんだったらやってもいいけど、でもまあ今日はそんなにまだ先に進まないからやってもあと1時間くらいかな。1時にはやめるかなと思うので、まあ、その後にアップデートしてもいいかな。フィリップ・ザンプレクでないけれど慕われてるな。フィリップ・ザンプレクじゃないんだっけ。でもザンプレク兵だったよね。元ザンブレク兵。よし行こう。はい。ファースト。よいしょ。フィッピュ強かったんだろうね。で、体調だったっけわかんないけど。はい、行くぞ。ちょっと遠いのもいるかな。食らってるか食らってないか。ちょっと食らってるやつもいる。あ、手前のやつは食らってるね。すごいな、遠くまで。はい。 はいよしはいはいはいよいしょ。英語訳では愛する者を守るためでやめちゃったやつ。あ、遠すぎる。そうだね、愛する者ってはっきり言ってやめたよね。はいはい。終わった？どう？この気配は強いのが出てきたね。そっちじゃないよ、クライブ。あっちがいい。はい、行け。よっしょ。はい。おっと、痛い。一体何が。すっ。はい。すっ。はい。痛い。おっと失敗しました。はいはい。あ、痛い、死ぬ。はい。よし。はいはい。トルガル。あ、間違えたの、トルガル。あ、いいんだ。お、あ、やる気だ。よし。ジョシュアの攻撃がよく見えるね。ジョシュアありがとう。いてジョシュアを見てたら。はい。すっ。はいはい。おっと。はい。もう一回転生の方の離れる。よし。まあいくらやめてもね、フィリップがやってくれたことにみんな覚えてるもんね。それいざとなったらさ、そうだよね。よいしょ。すごい。この増幅するやつすごいね。
That looks to be the last of them.
こんなやつ相手
I
に
wonder
でき
how
ない
the
よ。
others fared. Better hurry back to town. Come on, Torgal.
ここはジョシュアはフレームアウトしてますね。いるかどうかわかんないからね、ジョシュア。
Clive, it's good to see you. And you. The road to Oriflamme is clear. How did you and your men fare?
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives down by the lake. Took a few nicks, but nothing the girls of the Vale can't put right.
Glad to hear it.
Well, it seems we've survived. For the time being, at least. I thank you both for answering the call.
You were right. And I was wrong. About everything. I had thought that the only way to unite the people was under the banner of Empire. That without a strong hand to guide them, they would drift apart. To be borne hither and yon by the eddying currents of fate. But you brought them together. Not by force, nor by the exercise of goddess-given authority, but by simply being one of them. By knowing what they feel, because you feel it yourself.
Our purpose was ever the same, Your Eminence. You were merely distracted by a loftier vision of empire and glory, while our eyes beheld matters closer to home.
You have the right of it again. As did you, Sabine. His Radiance said it himself. Sanbreque is naught without her citizens. I forgot that. And I am sorry.
I'm sorry too, Father. I should never have taken things so far. I only wanted you to understand how the people felt. How I felt. But my anger got the better of me.
Do not blame yourself, my dear. This was my doing. I should have listened to you. To all of you.
Your Eminence, your Ladyship, I do not doubt that you came here with the best of intentions. But I believe the same could be said of us all. We all want safety, security, prosperity. Not just for Northreach, but for the entire realm. And we may yet achieve it. If only we work together. Will you join us in this?
Yes. We shall.
Thank you, Your Eminence. Now that that is settled, I must go and see to the wounded. The Vale's doors are always open to any soldier in need of relief. And today there are more than ever before.
Madame Isabel is a rare soul indeed. In these dark times, I see that it is not men like me who should lead the realm, but women like her.
You're right. If only I'd listened to her when I had the chance.
Forgive me for saying so, my lady, but you still do. The dame said it herself. We can turn things around. We just have to work together. And that goes for you, too. You're one of us now.
One of you?
Well said, Captain. Let this be a new beginning. Not only for Sanbreque, but for us.
Well, since there's nothing more to be done here, I should see if Isabel needs any help moving the wounded.
Huh, よかったよかった。愚人から本当の意味で賢人になってほしいね。そうね。まあ、でもこのね、実際にね、こういう局面に見てしまったら、きっと考えてくれると思うよ。
You too are a friend of Madame Isabel's, are you not? A sellsword won over to the cause by her brave example. Remarkable.
自分の言う通りにみんな動いてくれると思ったんだろうな。
I only wanted what was best for Northreach, for Sanbreque, and I still do. But this time, I will go about things the right way, in concert with others, rather than in spite of them.
きっとやっぱり頭はいいんだろうね。やっぱ、いくら会議は踊るでね、ぐだぐだやってた何の解決策も見出せなかったけど、まあでも上り詰めたわけだから、それなりに頭はいいはず。ね、娘さんもね、言ってることは悪くなかったからきっとね、いい感じに進んでいってくれるんじゃないかな。知らんけど。よかったよかった。イサベル、さすがに受け入れにお金取らないよね。やろうと思えばできるかもね。
They'll be well taken care of, I'm sure.
まあでもさ、兵士たちがここにいっぱい駐屯してくれたらそんなことしなくても、ここに来る人はたくさんいるでしょ。そんなことしなくても大丈夫だよ。
How goes the treatment of the wounded? I'd be happy to man one end of a stretcher if it would help.
You've helped quite enough for one day, Clive. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Oh, but I must. After all you've done for this town, it is the very least you deserve.
Tell me, if Northreach had fallen, what would you have done? A woman of your means could find a home anywhere in the realm, but I sense you would rather have died here.
It's a long story.
For you, madame, I have all the time in the world.
英語でも聞きたい。
Very well. Long ago, I had a life in the crystalline dominion. I was Carla then, courtesan to the nobility. So sought after was I that it was only they who could afford my time. Alas, those halcyon days were not to last. For naive as I was, I fell in love with a bearer. He was my master's guard, the gentlest man I have ever known. After they discovered us together, he was whipped bloody and forbidden from ever looking at me again. And so we fled. Not that we had anywhere to flee to. We wandered, aimless and starving, half dreading, half praying that the next day would be our last. Until we found ourselves here, in Northreach. It was the veil that took us in, that fed us, clothed us, and healed our hurts. Those that could be healed, at least. My love was already too far gone.
He passed away.
He did. Not long after we arrived. But at least we were able to share a few moments of peace before the end. It was the greatest gift I have ever received. But the generosity of this town and her people did not end there. The men and women of the Vale supported me through my grief. Shared in it, though I was still a stranger to them. They treated me like a sister. And so I swore that I would always do the same. That I would return the kindness that Northreach showed me. That I would repay my debt to the Vale.
Thank you, Isabel, for sharing this with me.
You're a lot like him, you know. Perhaps that is why I have such a soft spot for you. Never stop fighting, Clive. And I shan't either. I know that it will not be easy to keep Northreach together. But our efforts will be rewarded. Just look at us now. The people, the soldiers, even the Duke of Oriflamme and his daughter, all united in defense of this town that we have come to call our home. And what of you? Can we count on your support too?
Always.
さて、一応ね、そうそう、ご賢人の一人にまで上り詰めたからね、そうそうそう。なんだかんだ言ってもね、そこまで上り詰めるっていうのはすごいことだから、それなりに、いや、それなりにというか、普通に頭はいいと思うんだよね。
Just a little further.
戦ってくれた。ありがとう。よし。一件落着。
Will you lend me a hand? They're still injured in the markets.
Of course.
はい。再び平和じゃないけど、雨降って地固まると。
You held your own out there.
Held me own? I was so scared I could barely hold the piss in my bladder.
協力し合わないとこういう時は。
The battle is over. How long must I hold this thing?
何やってんだこいつ。クズがいる。まあでもお金は必要だからね。あ、こういうやつが経済を回してくれるから。
Those merchants are a vicious lot. Remind me not to cross them.
ああいうタイプの人、ああいう言い方しかできないんだよね、きっとね。
Fire down on their heads.
And burned him to a crisp.
華麗な壺さばき。やばいね、壺で攻撃したの。
I could give you another elixir, but what you really need is a bed.
みんな、なんかこう、いちいちこの木箱を持ってる人が多いな。かっこいいね、君。アンブロシアもね、そういう感じつけてるよ。かっこいいね。よし。馬のブグ、かっこいいよね。皆さん、真面目な兵士めちゃくちゃ活動強かったね。
Those we didn't slay have fallen back to the hills. I hazard they won't be bothering us for some time.
でもあんなアカシアたちがさ、いっぺんに来たらさ、そりゃ撤退したいという気持ちになるのもわかるけど、ここに住んでる人たちはさ、ドン引きしたと思うよ。さすがに従えねえよって。あと、そっか、ロストウィング。一応いけるんだね、まだね。いける。新しいのが発生してる。これもやらないとね。あとこれも。ダルミル、シュクバ。どうしようかな。1時くらいまでやるからもうちょっとやろうか。こっちね。
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
For a share in Lubor's ill-gotten gil, perhaps?
これまだ解決しなかったっけ？そうでした。まだ解決してませんでした。
What do you mean, don't jump to conclusions? He cast a spell without a crystal. What other conclusion is there?
怖いと思ってるの
Why do
に。
they always have to make such a fuss outside? It's driving away our customers.
Lubor has been lying to us from the beginning. How can we trust him?
さて、みんなの目を覚まさせてあげないと。待って。あれは？あれは違うか。よし、やろう。みんなしょんぼりしている。はい。ボール。
Here to help me pack? Thanks, but I'll be traveling light. I'm almost finished already, in fact.
You're really going to go through with this then?
I am. But before I go, there is one small issue I'd like your assistance with. Well, two, in fact.
If it's within my power to help you, I will.
It's the children. I refuse to let them share in my disgrace. And if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them ostracized forever. But I can't take them with me either. I can think of only one place where they are certain to be safe and provided for and loved. The hideaway.
まあいいけどね。
Of course.
そういうことになったらさ。
The children would be more than welcome.
Thank you, Clive. I will not forget this.
Lubor, are you still here?
What is it, Ferda? You look pale.
There's been a flood in the Velcroy, a damn big one. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely submerged in ether.
What?
Every last one of the bastards has turned. And they're headed this way.
Bandits are one thing, but Akashic bandits are quite another. The town guard won't stand a chance against them. We need to evacuate. There's no time to lose. Ferda, gather the men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. We must make ready to cover the townspeople's escape. Well, what are you waiting for?
Yes, my lord.
いつの間に？
Clive, change of plan.
でもシェルダーはそうだね。
The children stay with me for now. I need you to find Conrad and Natalie. Tell them to prepare for a full and immediate evacuation.
Understood.
I'll do what I can to convince everyone else. Wish me luck.
さーて。 みんな話を聞いてくれるかな。先にジョシュアとのイベントを終わらせちゃうとオリジンに行くまでクライブとトルガルだけになっちゃう。いや、そんなことはないね。確かその後ずっとジョシュアは一緒に旅をしますって言ってくれてたような気がする。
What's an akashic? Lubor told me they're like people, but even meaner and scarier.
You have to listen to me. They're coming. You need to evacuate. Know your place, bearer.
みんな冷たすぎる。
How long do we have until these Akashic arrive, do you think?
There are no Akashic. He's just trying to scare us.
Why do they always have to make such a fuss outside?
What's the commotion?
That snake spitting his lies again by the sound of it.
Ah, it's you.
What do you want, Lord Underhill?
To pass on an important message. There's been an ether flood out in the Velcroy. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been swallowed. They're no longer just bandits. They're Akashic now, and they could be here at any moment. You need to begin preparing for a full-scale evacuation right away.
Oh, do we? And who was it who gave you this disturbing news, might I ask?
Lubor, perhaps? The man spreading the same poison out in the square as we speak. You may believe his lies, my lord, but we know better.
But why would he lie about something like this?
Some twisted attempt at revenge, perhaps. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been elected our leader. A great honor for one of his kind. One he might well feel aggrieved at having been denied.
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but it has become all too evident where your sympathies lie. Lubor cannot be trusted, and neither, therefore, can you.
You may not trust me, but for the sake of your people, ask yourselves if there is any chance that this is true.
There isn't. You can be certain of that. Now be off with you.
You're making a mistake.
Come, Clive. If our words will not move them, then we must find another way to help save the town.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Ferder.
I do not know if you are in league with Lubor or if he has merely filled your head with his lies, but I do know that not a word you say is true.
Enough of your nonsense, Lord Underhill. Leave us be.
ダメだ。
Why do they always have to make such a fuss outside? It's driving
ベアラーが狼少年みたいな扱いに。そうなんだよね。ベアラーと分かった途端に腫れ物に触るかのような扱い。
Lord Ferder summoned the men to the south gate. We'll be joining him as soon as we're able.
一応手駒だけは集まりそうだね。こっち切羽詰まってるからちょい早口なのにめっちゃのんびり話してるのがもう緊張感がね。緊張感が危機感がない。
How did your men fare? Any wounded?
The only thing wounded was our pride. We swore never to let a bandit set foot in this town again. We failed.
こっち側違うな。こっち側に行かなくちゃいけないんだ。よいしょ。これ終わったらジョシュアのやつやりに行こうか。ジョシュアがずっと仲間の方がいいもんね。ちゃんと。
Shut up shop for today. If people wonder
what's Lubor raving about now?
みんなそんな多分こう日和美さんたちはいるはずなんだよね。どうしようかなって思ってる層が。
Lord Ferder.
フェルダ。
Sid, what's wrong? I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akashic, but they wouldn't listen. They've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can be trusted. The bloody fools. Which means the town guard can't be counted on for support. But I can. If there's anything I can do to help you defend Dalamil, you only have to ask.
I appreciate it.
Sid! Further! I've been looking for you everywhere.
Victor, I thought you'd left.
I couldn't abandon a friend in need. And Blue Boy is in need at this very moment. Come quickly.
You have to believe me! The Akashic are coming! They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't tire, and they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There won't be no parley, no mercy granted! We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
You should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run! Far, far away!
Run!
Just go!
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes! Go!
Come on, then.
Go on, go! Just go.
Lubo.
Wait. Someone's coming.
Go.
Come on!
Stop! You're hurting him! What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad? And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that? Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty? Who spends all day, every day making sure things run smoothly round here? And none of you ever say thank you. Ever. But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling? He keeps this whole place going. And you act like he doesn't even exist.
Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then.
Fine. Gather round if you don't want to die.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina, deep in the Velcroy. The place had been abandoned for years, until the League of Outlaws decided to make it their base of operations. Now they're all turned, and if the scouts' reports are correct, heading in this direction.
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage. And they are utterly unpredictable. With the bandits, we at least knew how and where they were likely to attack. When these creatures come, Dalamil will have the bitterest fight it has ever faced on its hands. The town guard will muster at the north gate. The rest of us will take the south. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, ready to spread word of the size and nature of the Akashic force as soon as it is spotted. And as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position and see that it is driven back from Dalamil at all costs. Conrad, can I count on the support of the town guard?
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the messengers in your hands, Victor. And the command of our men in yours, Ferda. If you would both be so kind.
Consider it done. As you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the townsfolk barricade themselves inside the bathhouse. And tell the merchant not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. Preserving life is our one and only concern. As long as we survive, it doesn't matter what trinkets we might lose. Our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that, let it be known that the Briar's Kiss stands ready to cover any losses.
Very well. I shall tell them.
Where do I fit into this plan? Where else but the most perilous place of all? I would like you to travel to the home of our erstwhile League of Outlaws, Cheratina itself. The main host is most likely still there, and Dalamil will not be safe until it is eradicated, root and branch.
A little gardening. How pleasant.
I doubt it. I have a feeling these weeds will be particularly stubborn.
Luckily, so am I.
So you are. All right then, we all know what we have to do. Now it's simply a matter of doing it. For Dalamil.
Looks like everyone's ready. I'd better not keep them waiting.
よし。やろう。ね、ファッキンダイ。ファッキンダイや。みんなやる気だね。そう、誰にも感謝されなくても。そう、誰にも感謝されなくてもルバラやってたね。
We will defend Dalamil as best we can, but the town won't be truly safe until the hoarded Cheratina has been dealt with. And who better to subdue the League of Outlaws than the king of their kind?
殴り込むのはクライブね。ここか。遠いな。まずはここから出ないとね。タッチ。
Lubor was telling the truth. There is an army of Akashic on its way. Oh, gods.
Save your prayers for when we're behind the barricades.
とりあえず避難を。戦えないものは避難。手伝えるものは手伝ってもらう。
So they've finally stopped shouting. Just know that when this is all over, they'll come piling back in here to drink themselves stupid.
And I'll be the first to welcome them.
あ、本当だよ。
If we're still alive.
大変だね。不死鳥教団の人もね。ていうか静かなところがいいんだったら酒場にいない方がいいこの人。みんな大丈夫かな？パンは。あれ、パンの店長いない。手伝ってるのかみんな。
I may not be a soldier, but I can fight. Please, let me join you.
Gladly. Go and find the men at the north gate. They'll give you a weapon.
まあ、行員もね、もう あれクリスタル取れないから。
Safe in the bathhouse? Should we not run while we have the chance?
なぜ風呂屋に避難する？
Anyone who can't fight, come inside the bathhouse. There's plenty of room.
風呂屋は密閉されてるのかな。ちょっと奥まってるからってこと？広くて。
Are the bad men coming again?
It's all right. The tower guard will protect us. Let's go inside. It's probably best to keep out of their way.
This way. Everyone inside. Quickly.
まあそこしか広いところがないのかな。
The Akashic are coming. Why did I sell that blasted bearer? He could have kept them from me.
Calm yourself. We'll be fine. We just need to hide in the bathhouse until it's all over.
偉いみんな。そんな絶望してる奴ら置いときゃいいのにね。あ、しかもこいつよそ者でしょ。なんで偉いんだ。
Everything here is for the use of the town watch. Take anything you need.
さっきポーション使っちゃったけど大丈夫かな。
Good day, my lord.
Good day. ポーション買っとこう。
An excellent choice.
どうも。
We will defend the town with our lives. The enemy may outnumber us, but they will never outmatch us.
これさ、真ん中にさ、やっとかないとさ、ここを突入されちゃうよ。みんな、大丈夫？よし。じゃあ、アンブロシアで。
Let's go.
Let's go. フライアンブロシア。なんて言ってるんだ。なんとかウィング。聞き取れないんだよね。よいしょ。まっすぐまっすぐ。あ、それは置いといて。それはいい。それは。よいしょ。よいしょ。ポーションさっき買ったばっかり。まあいいでしょう。これでこっち側に。こっち側。アンブロシアもね、ダッシュで戦えるんだよね。これ。真ん中通るのを横から攻撃するじゃないかな。なるほど。いや、でもそうするとさ、いや、あれは多分バリケードだからそんなことはないと思う。侵入を防ぐもんだよ、あれは。だから真ん中にもあった方がいいと思うんだよね。こっち。よし。まあ、ある程度方向性を決められるっていうのはあるかもしれない。狭いところで、まあ、各攻撃波みたいな。
Here we are again.
よし。こいつ、あ、これ違うやつ。これ違うよ。違うやつ。ミドのやつ。これ違うよ。これミドのやつね。アカシアじゃない。こんなんと戦ってる場合じゃない。はい。あ、これもあったら、見たら大変だから。まあいいでしょう。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。よしよし。はい。それがあれははい。そうそう、同時に進められるね。場所がかぶってる。痛い。はい。よし、いいね。後ろからはあんまり行かないんだかね、こいつね。はい。はい。甲羅がかかったくてね。あ、いて。はい。痛い。分かってたけど。あー。はい。よし。はい。なんかちょっと道がいつもと違ったような気がしたんだよね。あれこっち側だっけ？
I better get these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype.
ミードのとこ帰る前にやることがある。こっちじゃないんだよ。これね。ここね。はい。こっち行こう。離れすぎ。
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. こっちね。こっち側。
There it is. The flood.
But what's waiting for us inside?
いやー、すごいエーテルだまり。アカシア。こっち。ここだ。よしよし。あいつらちょっと無視ね。この辺。はい。はい。よいしょー。はい。大体終わった？よし、次。よいしょ。はい。はい。よし。はい。ダメよな。はい。あとはシバー。はい。トルガルがやってくれる。おっとっと。はい。よし。よし、いいぞ。クライブ。はい。はい。すっ、ダメでした。すっ。はい。すっ、はい。すっ、よし、いいぞ。はい。はい。それからも。よし。ああ。はい。よし。いいぞ。すっ。はい。あっとっとっと。あよし。はい。いけ。よし、いいぞ。集団に突っ込んでいく姿、とあるソルジャーのいらっしゃいますよ、思い出してしまった。よしよし。勇敢に突っ込んでいくからね、クライブね。
The League is disbanded. I should get back to Dalamil and see how the others fared.
とりあえずここで、みんな倒したから、こっちも大丈夫そうかな。しばらくして。
All the Akashic we were able to find have been dealt with. Seems that might be the last of them.
Last of them here, perhaps.
Lubor, Sip, Clive has returned.
Clive! What news from Charatina?
It's done. Root and branch.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, the Horde has been driven back. The Akashic have been defeated. And we need not fear the arrival of any more, thanks to Clive. Victory is ours.
We bloody did it!
We saved Dalamil.
Lubor, allow me to apologize. After all you have done for this town, we should never have doubted you.
But we did. And for that we are truly sorry. We only hope that you can forgive us.
We need you, Lubor. Dalimil needs you. So, if you would still like to be considered for the position of mayor, you have our backing.
You do remember that I'm a bearer, don't you?
We do. But that is not a stain on your character. It is a stain on ours. We thought only of what we perceived bearers to be, not what you truly are. The man who saved Dalimil twice over.
I see. But I will only accept your proposal on 2 conditions.
Name them.
Firstly, that you will both do everything in your power to rally your people to my cause. If the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my leadership, it will be doomed from the start. Unity is the key to defending Dalimil, and I do not doubt that we shall need to call on our combined strength again. When that time comes, I will expect us all to pull together, just as we did today.
Of course. You have our word.
And secondly, you will accept that if I am to lead you, the mistreatment of bearers must end here in Dalimil. Any bearer within our walls shall be afforded the same rights as any other citizen. They will not be judged by what they are, but who they are.
As we failed to do, and came so close to losing everything.
We agree to your conditions. And we have only one in return. That you continue to work for the good of Dalimil, as you always have.
Condition accepted. Well then, it seems my mayorship is all but confirmed. Do I get some sort of special hat? How fickle fate can be. Not so long ago, I had resigned myself to leaving Dalimil in disgrace. And now, I find myself her leader. Here. For everything.
Lubo. About the children.
Fear not. You are, of course, relieved of your responsibility. I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than see them brought up as outlaws. I'll make sure they're safe here.
I don't doubt that you will. And not just the children, but everyone in Dalimil.
I'll do my best. Can't have all your hard work going to waste.
一気に落着。よかったよかった。うん。そして看板もらう。なんで看板もらうんだろうな。はい。よかった。
I shall devote my every effort to creating a haven for man and bearer both. Just like a certain someone else I know. Someone to whom I owe a debt of gratitude.
うん。いらっしゃいませ。向こうが言うべきセリフなんだけどね。そうね、こっちが突っ込んでるからね。
Well, I certainly didn't expect it, but Dalimil seems more united than ever. I'll have to redouble my efforts to bring Costness under control. Can't have Lubor showing me up again.
難民街放置しすぎよ、ビクトル。
From bearer boy to mayor of Dalimil, how far Lubor has come, and how richly he deserves it.
よかった。 フェルダも知らなかったって相当だよね。だってルボルは先代がいた時からここにいて、多分その流れでフェルダもずっと昔からルボルのことは知ってたと思うんだけど、先代はさすがに知ってただろうけどね、ルボルがベアラーだって。でもずっと一緒にいたフェルダすら知らなかったんだから、本当にちっちゃい時から隠してたんだろうね。じゃないと、そうか、今までいられないもんね。さて、1時になったね。本当はここやりたかったけど、一旦ここ行ってから帰ろうかな。フェルダ顔色悪いから寝てほしい。フェルダ一生懸命いろんなことをやってるから。顔を隠してるからじゃないかな。影だから。影だからちょっと。
Welcome, welcome.
こんにちは。何もない。これも大丈夫かな。カンストしたりとか。これはなんだ。削る力は 30% 以上。今何万あるんだ ?1、10、100、1000万、10万、20万くらいあるね。でもこれ5万か。高い。
Go safely.
お金貯まるやつつけてるのにね。まあ、とりあえず今日はここまでにして、明日また22時からね、少しやりたいと思います。で、明日22時から始めたらだいたい、終わるかな多分。で、明日始まる前までにアップデートはしておきます。っていうか、するでしょ、勝手に。なんで、明日できたら、サブクエを全部やって、まあ、気になるところをちょいちょいやって、もう石の塔はまた裏でやるということで、一旦全クリ目指してやっていこうかなと思います。はい、結局ね、石の塔をほとんどやってないっていう、感じできちゃったけど、あとリスキーモブもね、やらなくちゃいけないから、それもやっていきましょう。はい。ではまた、お時間合えばね、明日も、来ていただけると嬉しいです。そうね、また明日だね。で、明日は一発目からね、このタボールで、パパの遺言を見て、腕輪を作ってね、2人でつけて、で、ジョシュアを完全に仲間に引き入れましょう。で、その後はちょっと、ジルをやりたいんだけど、ジルのやつはどこからできるんだろう。お疲れ様でした。はい、お疲れ様でした。はい。では、今回もご視聴いただきましてありがとうございました。高評価、チャンネル登録していただけると嬉しいです。はい、では、また次回お会いしましょう。またね。バイバイ。おやすみなさい。